Yes, welcome. Now, please, you have to watch this video from the beginning to the end so that you understand it. Just watch this video from beginning to the end so that you understand it and know how we arrive at the conclusion. Now, you see the news that Anglican Communion, that is the St. Andrew's Cathedral, demolished a motor park that is close to the church. They demolished the motor park that served as motor park to Ambrose Ali University staff and students. Why? Because they claim that the property belonged to the church squarely. Now, it is very wrong. It is very, very wrong for anybody, whether be you private or group, to trespass into church premises. Is very into church property. Is very wrong. That is why Bishop Okoye, then Bishop Okoye of Lagos State, sued Lagos State government to court, and he won most of all those cases. And he reclaimed all those schools, all those Catholic schools that Lagos State government took over. He reclaimed all of them. It's it's very, very wrong. Trespass is not good. And again, looking at it legally, once you trespass to property, not religious property now, you are looking for trouble. That's just the basis. You're looking for trouble. Now, having settled the fact that it's very wrong, yes, because we know that, quid platato solo sedit, that is, he that owns the property, owns the surface underneath it and above it. It's very wrong for anybody to, I have to reemphasize that nobody supports trespass to somebody's property, even if it's not religious property. Nobody supports that. No, it's totally wrong. It's condemned. But the moment somebody trespasses to your property and you allow that person to stay, you allow that property and that person to stay in that property for reasonable time as permitted by law, it means you have slept on your right. Laches, the principle of laches and acquiescence will caught up with you, because vigilantibus non dometibus juria surveillance, equity aid the vigilance and not the indolent. Now, this property we are talking about is not up to 50 by 50 feet squared. And it's also clear, it is crystal clear that there's also a borehole drilled on that same plot now by the Delta State government for public interest. And in most cases, even the members of the church, members of the Anglican Communion, they see benefit from it. They see benefit from it. And that place, that park that is in that small space, that small land, serve as plot and park to, in fact, almost anybody taking a motorcycle or bus from that axis for public interest also. Now, is it wrong for the Anglican Cathedral to demolish the park and reclaim it? That is self-help. And the court has already condemned that in plethora of cases, that you don't resort to self-help. The notorious case is that of Ojukwu versus Lagos State government. And the court said, no, you cannot use self-help to recover property. And that those property then, as it were, was given to Ojukwu back. The then Ojukwu. You cannot use self-help. So the court frowned at self-help. Assuming the church went to court now to do the needful for the court, for them to recover possession, it's a different ball game. That's aside. Now, for it to be clear that now that it's clear that the borehole was the borehole was drinking that plot for more than 40 good years. It means the church has slept on their right. And let's not forget that borehole was drilled by Edo State money, government property for public use. And this brings to mind, this is where the Anglican Communion, the Anglican community rather, need to act with caution. They need to be very, very careful. What in honorary parlance, they'll say they need to be careful, make them not pour for their body. What am I trying to say? Let's not forget that the Land Use Act says that the governor is in charge of all the land in the state. I mean, the governor owns all the land in the state. The governor of the state owns it in trust on behalf of the people. That means the governor can revoke any certificate of occupancy at any given time, provided it is for public use, it's for public sake. And let's not forget that prima facie, there's already a borehole drilled in that plot in question already. That means if the matter goes to court, it will be a soft landing for Edo State government. It will be a soft landing for Attorney General of Edo State. It will be a soft landing because automatically that plot in question, yes, I make both to state that that plot in question belong to Edo State government. That small plot, that's not up to 50 by 50 feet squared, as it stands now, belong to Edo State government as it stands now. And Anglican Cathedral, I need to be very careful. Assuming, you see, the governor wake up now and revoke not just the C of O, covering the small plots, and revoke the entire expanse of land that the church is situated now. People will say the governor is bad, the governor is antichrist. No, 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 no. Now, again, looking at it from the other end, you know, at Antioch, when early apostles were first called Christians, it's not because it's not because they were driving Prado or driving the most expensive car. No, because they were living like Christ. That's why they were referred as Christ-like. They were living as Christ, like Christ. In my humble opinion, I feel since the Anglican community has slept on their right for 40 years and there is already a borehole drilled on that plot by the state government, they should just relax. Why? Because it's for public use. It's a small tiny place. And the Anglican cathedral have, if you get them, vast expanse of land. In fact, there's even a football field, conference hall, everything inside. Vast expanse of land. They have not even made use of all that. Is it this small plot of land that is not even up to 50 by 50 feet? It's just like somebody putting elephants on his or her head, then using the leg to look for crickets. I totally condemn that. I condemn, honestly, I condemn that. Because legally speaking now, that property in question belong to Edo State government. And the Attorney General of the state, if he change his mind, if he runs to court, court will grant it fast. In fact, soft landing. Why? Because there's already a public facility in that plot. There's already a borehole, which is a necessity because we all know that in Ekpoma there's no water. No water. So good water is a major challenge in Ekpoma. It's a major challenge in Ekpoma. No, no water, no good boreholes. Now, the borehole that is even available, that we are even agitating that government service this borehole and make it running, in tandem with Section 14.2b, which says that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary of government. Now, the church want to collect it indirectly. No. So, if Edo State government tend to run to court, they will have soft landing. Soft landing. Why? Because there's already a public facility in that property, and that is why the Anglican, that is the St. Andrew's Anglican family, need to be very careful. They need to act with caution, so that even the government will not be provoked to even revoke the whole expanse of land, including where the church is sitting. Why? Because if I look at that as because that place itself is even market. So we pray that does not ever happen. We pray the government doesn't even revoke the whole thing and even turn it to market. Please, it is good now. It is good for Anglican community to act with caution so that they will not bite more than they can chew.